a few introductory tips and pointers, and then we'll get started. Now, unlike the main structures of the pieces you've done before, Song of the Wind is primarily comprised of eighth notes. And we've talked about eighth notes in the sense of we played Everybody Down Up or Mississippi Hot Dog, depending on which you prefer. And the down ups were connected by a bar. If you recall, there were those two notes connected by a bar. And that is, those are eighth notes. So Song of the Wind is full of eighth notes. And you'll notice it's in 2/4 time. 2/4 time means there are 2 beats to a bar. Now, what kind of beats are they? They are quarter note beats. How do we know that? Because there is a 4 on the bottom of that time signature. So I hope it's making more sense to you now that the time signature tells you what note gets the beat. Here it's a quarter note. So the next thing to know is that there are 2 eighth notes in a quarter note. So that is why the groups of eighths come in 2s in this particular instance. So the way we would count it is 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and so that's the eighth note pulse for you there. So the next thing which we should talk about is the fact that there is a very interesting kind of bow stroke here. This is staccato bow stroke. Staccato means you're playing short strokes. Let's demonstrate that. A string. Notice how I'm doing it in the middle of the bow. And every down bow equals the up bow. And every up bow equals the down bow. Very crisp. There's a definite start and a definite end to each particular stroke, and I'm using my index finger to do so. Just rotating that forearm into the bow. Okay, so that's the staccato stroke. The next thing you need to know is how to circle your bow, because there are a number of circles here. I remember my teacher, I think, calling them helicopters, but anyway, whatever analogy you use is fine. Let's do a big circle with our bow. Giant circles. A string. And up and around. And up and around. And up and around. Now the thing about these circles is you always want to make sure that you come back with a curved pinky and thumb. Let's do it again. How about on the E string now? Your right elbow will be a little bit lower. Last time. Now, the circles that are going to occur in Song of the Wind are not going to be that slow and you won't use that much bow. But making the big motions first, which is a bit like stirring a sideways pot of soup that's in front of you, that's going to allow you to do the littler circular motions that come later. And the thing that you need to know about circling is that you always use your upper arm to circle. Many people have trouble. They just kind of do that. You want to use your full arm. You won't have to use it in as large of a circumference, so to speak, when you're playing faster. But still, the initiation comes from the upper arm. So the next thing that I want to bring your attention to is one very hard part, which is in measures 3 and 4. And I'd like you to just draw a box around those 2 measures. That's going to be our focus first of how we're going to play this. And the reason it's hard is because we're on 2 strings, not simultaneously, but we're crossing strings. And we're crossing strings not with our bows only, but also with our fingers. So what happens here, we're going to go 1, 3, 3, 1, A, 1, E, 1, 3, 3, 1, E. So what's happening is we're going 1 on the E string, 3 on the A string, 3 on the E string, 1 on the E string, no fingers on the E string. So last time, 1 on the E string, 3 on the A string, 3 on the E string, 1 on the E string, no fingers on the E string. So in order to do this, you have to probably open your hand on the 3rd fingers. And just to get yourself set up, why don't you just test your 3rd finger on the A string, which is the note D, with the D string. And if you can play them together, and they blend, you know you're in the right place. So that's got your third finger in the right place. Now just hover your third finger a little bit, and it goes like this. And here we circle, and we come back to the E string. Let's do it again. And we circle and we come back. What are the names of those notes? F sharp, D, A, F sharp, E. Now, if it helps, you can write down the name of the string that you're on for each note. So it goes E string, A string, E string, E string, E string. Notice we only go to the A string once on the second note. And if it also helps, you can also write down, oh well, actually the finger's already written down for you, so that doesn't help. It doesn't matter. So let's do it again. Ready, so test your first finger as well. Ready, go. Last time, E string, first finger, ready, go. All right, let's go on to the piece.